Now closely watch and listen to Anderson Cooper during the CNN Republican presidential debates. He actually gets giddy over the friction between the two candidates.
Yes, let me finish with what I have to say. Look, Rick.
I thought Republicans followed rules.
This has been a tough couple of debates for Rick.
I thought Republicans were supposed to follow rules and stuff.
I think what happened. Propaganda.
Anderson was grinning and instigating like an 8th grader wanting to see a good old schoolyard tussle. And Newt Gingrich sees how these liberals are too, and knows that they're trying to make the debates more like the Jerry Springer show. Liberals want chaos. You can see the satisfaction on Cooper's face over Romney and Perry locking horns.
I can feel your anger.
Oh, and by the way, Anderson, we Republicans do tend to stick to the rules. You can tell that by the Tea Parties. We rally and there's no arrest, and we leave the grounds as clean as we found them, unlike the liberals that you pander to. 700 arrests at one event, Anderson, and they're filthy all day long. Don't talk to us Republicans about following rules. Moving on, Romney has caused Perry to lose composure, and Romney has moved his focus onto his new rival, Herman Cain. Romney has implied that the simplicity of the 999 plan amounts to it being an inadequate plan, to which I say a 59-point plan leaves more room for incompetency, lack of cohesion, and inconsistency. Rick Santorum has said that the problem is beyond the economy. It begins at home. I absolutely agree. The economy is only a symptom. It's getting worse, but the economy isn't the actual problem. Closer to the root of the actual problem of our economy breaking down is the breakdown of the family. And Rick Santorum is the only one I see brave enough to say it. I may support the 999 plan, but no tax plan, no jobs plan, or any government plan from the White House or any government house is gonna work if we the people can't get it straight in our own house. And too many people have grown into this wrong thinking that the government is going to solve our problems. The government's job is to protect us while we solve our own. None of these people are running for social worker in chief. Speaking of solving our own problems, I see that Governor Perry is having a problem discussing illegal immigration concerning his state. He brags about how many people are employed in his state, but he gets mad when he's reminded that a lot of those people that are employed in his state are illegal immigrants. He gets defensive and says, "That's not true." Well, Governor, if you're okay with illegal immigrants getting money to go to college in your state, then I'd have to say it's pretty safe to say that you got illegal immigrants working in your state too. Governor Perry seems to be a bit of a hothead, and Governor Perry likes to shoot them guns too. I wonder if Rick Perry is related to Yosemite Sam. Hey, Bill Maher, you want a president to pull out a gun so bad and a president that would be more like Suge Knight? You don't need a black president for that. You can just vote for Rick Perry. Now, by far, the most elegant and well-rounded candidate I see setting aside his baggage is Newt Gingrich. Not only that, Newt Gingrich would beat Obama in a debate so badly that Obama would only be able to resort to challenging Newt Gingrich to a game of basketball to redeem himself. But beating Obama in a debate is half the battle. Obama supporters would only resent Gingrich for that, and that resentment would be contagious, and it would be magnified by the media and entertainment industry, and Gingrich would go out like McCain. Conservative ideas don't resonate as well with people because of the stigma of racism, sexism, classism, and theism. Liberals have imposed this prejudice. The presidency isn't what's important here. Nuking the narrative is. Herman Cain is drawing out the left to show who they are. If you grab a hold of the opportunity, you can hold up the mirror and show who is projecting racism. If you can take the racist stigma off of you, more people will be more receptive to conservative ideas. A lot of you Republicans had the opportunity to do this with Sarah Palin. The Democrats absolutely showed you how sexist, misogynistic, and objectifying they are, and instead of pointing them out, y'all threw Palin under the bus because you were too afraid of compromising your air of sophistication by defending her. But if you want conservatism to be well received, you're gonna have to set the record straight about the relationship between Republicans, Democrats, and women. And who's responsible for women being able to vote in the first place? That would be Republicans. Herman Cain is a man of faith. Liberals are gonna attack him for that too. A lot of Democrats consider themselves Christians. Some of those Democrats are gonna find themselves going, wait a minute, I happen to believe in God, and I don't appreciate you Democrats trying to say that God has no place in our republic. Republicans seem to like God. You don't. It ain't gonna be a lot of them at first, but it will catch on. Herman Cain is the opportunity to take the stigma off the Republican Party and put it on the projectors. This will aid in getting people to be more receptive to conservative ideas. So not only can Herman Cain beat Obama in the debates, he can win over a lot of people. And the liberals themselves are gonna help him. They're totally gonna expose themselves and others are gonna take notice. Some liberals themselves will become aware of their own behavior. I'm Alfonso Rachel for Zone Nation, where we know that you might be the nicest, best looking, and well-meaning person in the world, but you're gonna have a hard time getting someone to make out with you if you're covered in crap and if you don't do anything to stop the person who's throwing it on you. You gotta roll up on that person throwing in butt biscuits, hold them down, and say, here's the one who likes to play with the doo-doo right here, not me. Then, get yourself cleaned up and you might have a chance for some romance. That person may still see you as that person who was covered in crap, but at least this time they'll know who was throwing it in the first place, and they'll have more respect for you than the one who was throwing the poo.